Hello, everyone, and welcome to Brain Hydration Podcast. This is your host, Trishla. On today's episode, we have Prachi Shah, a distinguished clinical nutritionist and the founder of Health Habitat. Today, we talk about various terms and topics which is captivating everyone's attention on social media. Next, we explore the dynamics of food industry targeting skin and hair health. We uncover Prachi's journey on establishing a strong digital presence. Hope you enjoy the podcast. Okay, so for the people who do not know you, tell me something about you.
So I'm Prachi Shah. I'm a clinical nutritionist and I'm the founder of Health Habitat. Health Habitat is my brand. It's a nutrition clinic that was founded in 2017. I started off with Vadodara, my hometown, and that's our head office. Now we have two more locations, one in Ahmedabad and one in Mumbai. So these are the three places that we see our clients offline, and we also consult people virtually across the globe. Talking about clinical nutrition, I am specialized in diabetes and cardiac nutrition, and I also work with clients who are under metabolic disorders like PCOS, thyroid, IBS, and even sports nutrition. So it's more like a wholesome services that we provide, where we look at food, fitness, and mental health.
Awesome. The first question will be what is brain fog and how can certain food intake help us to alleviate it?
Okay, so again, it's more like a trending word these days because you talk to anybody and they're like, I have brain fog and I'm going through it. So basically, brain fog, in the most simplest of the language, is more about feeling confused, not having clarity of thoughts, having a lot of observation of fatigue in terms of brain health, and because of that not able to concentrate on work, or you're not able to have a good attentiveness, or you're not able to focus on something for a longer time. So you see certain difficulties doing all of these things, activities that are majorly focused with brain. So for example, doing some kind of a technical work, or maybe say even physically when you're doing say some kind of a workout, you're not able to focus enough. And this happens because of a lot of reasons, because anything that has to do with health will not happen through one particular thing, because when we talk about health, it's all about pulling in all the pillars together which can promote you to a better healthy lifestyle. Right. So in brain fog, basically it happens due to a lot of different parameters. The most common is nutritional deficiencies. So deficiencies of vitamin D3, vitamin B12 and omega-3 fatty acids. These are the three major nutrients. If you're deficient into, then this can happen. So that's number one. Right. Number two, it could be any kind of metabolic disorders like type 2 diabetes, PCOS. It could be thyroid. So all of these metabolic disorders where there is increase in certain production of certain hormones, imbalance in certain hormones, because of which the body goes through a lot of changes and there is higher oxidative stress. So when the stress hormone in the body is high, brain fog can be one of the reasons. The third reason could be the person is mentally and emotionally not able to cope up with their thoughts in terms of life, in terms of work. So that also could be one of the reasons. But majorly it's all about the three most important parameters of a healthy lifestyle, that is food, fitness in terms of physical movement, and mental health. Right. So these are the three main pillars which together, if not functioning well, can give you symptoms like brain fog.
And what are the food or nutrients which we should intake for alleviating it?
So as I said, we need to correct these three deficiencies, that is B12, D3 and omega-3. Right. Now when we talk about D3, we all know that it comes from sunlight. That's the most common answer. But for the D3, from vitamin D from the sunlight can get converted into active vitamin D only if you're eating good enough vitamins through fruits and vegetables. So it's just not that every day between say 8 to 10 in the morning you are outside soaking in the sun. Right. But if you're not eating certain foods which correlates with the activation of this vitamin D in the body, then that soaking the sun and sitting outside is going to make no sense.
Wow, I didn't know this.
So certain activities need to collaborate together for vitamin D. Vitamin B12 you can get from lots of seasonal fruits and vegetables for vegetarians, because these fruits and vegetables when you eat can create good amount of production of B12 in the body.
Right.
But again, with vegetarians there is a certain cap over which you're not able to get it, because B12 is maximum retained from
in fish,
from non-vegetarian foods, chicken, eggs, fish, red meat. And vegetarians who are highly deficient, I totally recommend to go on supplements. And then there is omega-3, which you can get from walnuts, you can get from flax seeds, you can get from different kinds of other nuts. So basically omega-3 is a good fatty acid. So from all the good fats like ghee, nuts, oil seeds, all of these are great sources of omega-3, and even for non-vegetarian, fish is a very good option.
Of course,
So these are certain foods which can help you with brain fog. Along with all of these things, better improvement in your mental health, that is stress and anxiety management, giving out at least 30 to 40 minutes in the day for some kind of physical workout will also help. So everything together and little effort from each and every space to get you out of the symptom.
So there is also another term which is intermittent fasting. I don't know if I pronounced it right. Is it right?
Yes, it's right. Yes.
Okay. So it's a trending thing. Is it for everyone? What are the potential benefits and drawbacks of it?
So I just recently did a reel on it, and has got so much of traction because people who are talking about it, they really don't know what it is. Also, people who are doing it, they also don't know what it is. So would love to answer this question. So basically, intermittent fasting is a type of eating. When we say balanced diet, we eat all day, we make sure that there are certain meals and that there is a snack in the middle. Intermittent fasting is just another way of eating, a different kind of an eating pattern, where the day is broken into two parts. One is the eating window and second is the fasting window. So basically the most common and the most simplest way of starting intermittent fasting is to have a 12-hour fasting window. For example, if you have had your dinner at 8 p.m. till next day 8 a.m. you will not eat anything. So your eating window will start at 8 a.m. in the morning. From evening 8 p.m. till the morning 8 a.m. you are not eating anything. So you're not putting in any calories. You can put in water, you can put in black tea, black coffee. All the beverages that are 0 calorie are okay. But nothing that has calorie or anything that is solid food. So basically that's a kind of way where you start making sure that you are fasting for certain hours and you are eating for certain hours. So the most easiest is to start with 12 hours of eating and 12 hours of fasting. As in when you are more comfortable with this pattern, then you go a bit advanced. Then you go for 14 hours of fasting and reduce your eating window. Then you go for 16 hours of fasting and have 8 hours of eating window. Maximum is 8 to 16 ratio, where for 8 hours you are able to eat. That's your eating window. You put in all your meals in that 8 hours of gap, either day, night, whatever. And then for 16 hours you totally fast and you are on 0 calorie liquids. So this is basically intermittent fasting. Is it for everyone? No, it's not for everyone. We have to check and we have to see the eligibility of a person, that if they can do it or not, because one, is it practical? There are people who have different working hours, so they won't be able to do it. There are people who are living by themselves and they have to cook everything by themselves. They might not be able to do it. There are people who are going through a lot of sugar imbalances. So there is a drop in the glucose, there is a spike in the glucose. So for them it needs to be, very well tailored and must be totally supervised at all times. So it is not for everyone. But the 12-hour eating and 12-hour fasting can be easily done. It's just like eating a dinner at 8 and then not eating anything, totally taking off all the junk, post-dinner ice creams, midnight cravings. Just take that out and you can easily fall into the IF of 12 hours of eating, 12 hours of fasting. And that will give you great results. Why? Because you give enough time to your body for recovery. You give enough time to your body and each cell to rejuvenate itself when you are sleeping. When you are sleeping, the entire repair and recovery process starts. So that's when there is enough time for the body to give you lots of repair by the time you start your day next. So 12 and 12 is very simple to do for anybody. Even a child can do it, and even an adult, and even like a senior citizen can do it. Who is eligible into doing it? Majorly people who are looking to take care of their metabolic disorders like PCOS, thyroid. People going through high cholesterol levels, people going through issues like Hashimoto's syndrome. It's a type of thyroid that not a lot of people know about it. People who are going through a lot of stress in their lifestyle, people who are into any kind of infertility issues, be it male or female. So all of these people are very much eligible for intermittent fasting, and they have great results. I have put most of my clients on that, and they are seeing amazing results by eating less, and in a very stipulated period of time they are able to see much more energy generation in their day, and even when they work out. Why? Because they are giving more time for their body to heal. So that's how it works for different kind of people.
There is also another way of doing this which I have heard, which is like people do not have breakfast.
Right.
They directly go for lunch, which they take it at around 2 or 3.
Right.
Is this viable?
So again, as I said, people who are doing it, they also don't know what intermittent is. Intermittent is not about skipping the meals. It's only about managing the time when you're eating. I still tell my clients to eat their breakfast, lunch and dinner, that is their 3 meals, in the time that they are permitted in. If you are even fasting for 16 hours, like I fast for 16 hours and then I eat for 8 hours. So my time starts at 11 till 6:30 I have. So I have my breakfast at 11, I have my lunch at 2, and then I have my dinner at 6.
You have your dinner at 6?
Yes, 6:30 is the
and then
last.
Don't you get hungry at 10?
I'm doing this since almost more than 2 years now.
And what if you are out for dinner?
I eat at home and then I go.
Okay.
I know this is the question that I get from most of my clients when I tell them. But see, again, there are 2 things. One, mentally you need to have this willpower to cultivate this kind of a thought that your health is always going to be a priority over anything. Because if you do not prioritize that right now, or when you identify some kind of a problem in the body, and then if you want to work around it, you have to keep your health a priority. There is always going to be lots of socials every time. And I personally feel, being in India, 6 months, that is the second 6 months of the year, is all about festivities. And then there's wedding season. So that's always going to be there, and that's how our life is. But we have to prioritize our health, and we have to work it around. And we also have to create a balance. It's not that I never eat out, but if I have to eat out today, like if it's my birthday, of course on that day I do not want to eat at 6 and then just go to bed. I want to go out and then have a good time. So if I do that, I make sure that the next day I'm again back on track, so that I don't totally go haywire.
Okay. Low testosterone level in men are growing concern.
Yes.
Do you think that there are certain food which they can take to curb this?
Of course, there are many foods, but first I would like to talk about what you should not do, so that you don't get into this kind of a condition at all. Number one, we've been seeing a lot of stress with work and even personal life these days. So that is one of the major concerns that totally drastically drops your testosterone down in men. And secondly, it also affects a lot of their sperm quality and sperm count. That is a big issue these days. Earlier, we've always heard about female infertility, but from the past 5 years, men are equally there, and it has been an issue. So to make sure that the testosterone levels do not go down, number one, activeness is very important. Just, doing a workout for 1 hour in the day and then sitting on your desk all day does not count. You cannot say I've worked out and I'm done. You have to be active all day.
Right.
Workout, great, that's just 4% of your 24 hours, but what about the other 96%? You have to make sure that you are active.
Yeah.
Try and take the stairs. Make sure that if you're going to like a grocery store near to your house, just go walking rather than taking your car. So basic steps that you need to do. Even if if you're sitting at your desk and your bottle is empty, you just get up and go fill your bottle yourself. Little bit of activity counts a lot, but we do not think it through. So one is activity levels, which can help you to increase the testosterone hormones. Number two, smoking and alcohol. These are the two things which are drastically reducing your men's health.
And that is also overall increasing on the other
increasing hand. And it's just become a lifestyle that if you don't drink, you're not cool.
Yeah.
and it's just a culture that it's a weekend, let's just grab a drink.
Yeah.
Which was never there earlier. Like our parents have never done that.
Yeah.
But we see that happening every day. And then 5 out of 6 people are smoking and drinking. You usually, even if you are like very strong-headed, you would hold back for say 8 times out of 10, but then of course one day you will give in. So smoking and drinking, to not make it a culture. Occasionally, fine, you enjoy, and also be very careful of your portions. That is there. And the third thing is, of course, westernization of the diet, because we want everything very convenient and quick, like instant. You want things instant. You don't want to put in any efforts, and there's lack of patience now because our life is so fast.
So fast, yeah.
So, bhook lagi hai, let's just open a packet instead of just,
making something warm.
Or maybe just unwrap a banana and have it. That's the fastest food.
I think that you have to cultivate in your subconscious mind.
Of course.
The way you say that you have cultivated the habit of eating at 6.
Yeah.
Even if you're going out for dinner, you will still eat maybe a small portion or maybe a whole dinner at 6, and then but still go out with your friends.
Exactly,
You're not denying that I'm not socializing.
Right, of course, 100%. And when you put in these efforts consistently, even for a month, and when you actually feel and see the results, you are going to 100% follow this as a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because it's simple, it's psychological. You do something, you see results. If you've let's just talk in terms of business. If you've invested so and so amount in this particular thing, if your return of investment is 2x or 3x or 4x, wouldn't you do it every day?
Exactly.
Same thing with health. If you have cultivated certain habits and if it is giving you results, it is going to be addictive. So it's very important to categorize what are the good habits and what are the bad habits. Same thing with bad habits. If you keep on doing that again and again and again, you build those, and then your lifestyle is such.
True.
But otherwise, when we shift to better habits, it becomes really, really rewarding from our body. And it is funny and it's magical both ways, that even little efforts from our end and our bodies are tailored in such way that we start seeing results so quickly. So that realization, that priority setting is very important. So typically for men, activity, smoking alcohol, and westernization of diet. These are the 3 things which needs to be totally focused on for a good testosterone level, better quality of sperm, and good amount of sperm count.
Right. Okay, another thing which would be trending right now as it's winter, people feel more hungry. It is a saying that you feel more hungry during winter.
Yes.
Do you think we can curb that, or we should let it be?
We should let it be, because it's a natural thing, and it's very, very much okay to feel more hungry in winters, because the temperatures drop down and your body is constantly working to take care of that temperature and match with it, and that's why you're burning more calories as it is.
Yeah.
Similarly, in summers, you do not feel very hungry. You would just want to drink more of water.
Water too, yeah.
So again, the same thing. So when it is winters, your body is working much more to match the temperature of the weather and your body as much as possible. So you're burning more calories. You need more comfort for that change in the weather, and that is why you want to eat more, and that's totally fine. But when we talk about eating more, there are certain winter foods which are available, and that is one of the reasons that you should be eating those and not something that is totally out of the blue junk. You should not be eating 2 or 3 packets of chips just because you're very hungry rather than eating one. But because the nature is made in such a way that in winters you feel more hungry, that's why you've got winter foods which will help you in curbing. The easiest example is sweet potato. It's very much available in winter, known as shakkaryu in Gujarati. So basically it's a great fat cutter and super rich in fibers. So even if you take one medium-sized sweet potato, steam it, put a little bit of chaat masala and nimbu in it, and then you have it as a snack, at least for 2.5 hours you're good to go. And just a medium sweet potato, nothing else. So when you are changing your appetite, when you feel that your appetite changes as per the weather, turn to those certain weather ka food. So it matches and you are in sync with your inner biological clock, you are in sync with the weather, you are in sync with the local and seasonal foods. And that's how it makes sense.
I think also our old parents and grandparents and our old Indian tradition has given us like a lot of recipes which can create warmth in our body. To fight the immunity. To fight the germs. And to build a stronger immunity.
Correct. So again, when it comes to winter, then methi is one of the very good options which will keep you warm from inside. So in Gujaratis, we make methi pak, we make methina laddus. So you eat those and they are made with jaggery, they are made with ghee. So even if you eat like one small laddu, you're good to go. So that is how you're matching with winter foods and winter hunger. Instead of that, we just think the other way around that, oh, I'm so hungry, let me just eat whatever available. So make sure that you are in sync with what the nature has to provide you and how it is working around with the weather and your body.
True. So when people have mood swings, they go for quick desserts, or for some of the people it
Sorry
might be...
to cut you, but I had one today.
Are you having a bad day? Okay. Yeah, it can be a reason to celebrate also. Okay, so for some people it can be spicy food. But are there any food which can help you to release like a happy hormone?
Of course, there are so many foods. So happy hormone, are you talking about endorphins or are you talking about dopamine?
Well, you would be a better person to answer me that should we crave for endorphins or any other hormone?
Understood. So basically, when we talk about cravings, be it spicy or sugary, for example, I had a mood swing today and I was craving for, say, some chocolate. I really enjoy chocolates, by the way. I love them.
I love desserts.
So I just go in for a chocolate and I feel great. The whole science behind it, you eat a chocolate, releases a little bit of sugar in the body. That releases a neurotransmitter known as dopamine in your brain. It's a neurotransmitter. This neurotransmitter makes you feel amazing. It's a pleasurable high that you feel. It can be also from alcohol, can be from any favorite food that you like, basically, that you crave. So today I had a chocolate, I made myself comfortable, feeling great, episode over. Next day, same thing. I have one more chocolate. Uske baad, again cravings. I fall into the trap of cravings. Every day I'm having one chocolate. After 20-30 days, that one chocolate is going to not make me feel happy. Why? Because your brain is giving you this spike of dopamine and now it is used to that this is happening every day, nothing new into it. Now I'm not going to make you feel pleasurable or happy. So then what do? I eat 2 chocolates. Then every day for next 20-30 days I eat 2 chocolates. After that again brain is like 2 chocolates is I'm used to it. Now I need more. So then I go to 3. So basically what happens when you're going into cravings and when you give in to each and every craving every time, you start building this habit of eating certain things that you crave every time. And that's when the portion of your sugar intake gradually increases, which is not a good brain food at all. The same high, same pleasurable feeling and same happy feeling of the same release of dopamine in the brain can also be done by eating some good healthy food, by doing a 20 minutes of walking, by watching some comedy show, by talking or having a deep conversation with somebody you really like, by listening to some nice music, by playing a piano or a guitar. All of these things can give you the same effect just like a bar of chocolate.
Right.
So you need to pick that what you want to go for. This is one system of working in the brain. Now secondly, in first place, why do you get cravings? Two reasons. One, because you easily give in, so it becomes a habit, which we talked about. Number two, you must be low on magnesium or zinc or folic acid. These are the three minerals which you must be deficient into, and this can give you certain cravings. So get that checked, get it corrected, and you're good to go.
Right.
So this is how the mechanism goes around.
Yeah. But basically, when you say that you need to pick out of all the options you have got, basically you need to take a minute before taking the decision of just picking the
and that's
cake.
And that's when the patients come in. And that stopping for 2 minutes or a minute to think will only come in if you're prioritizing your health first. Otherwise, why do you care? I'm craving, let me just pick it up and eat it. So everything boils down to one thing, is how important of a priority your health is to you, and then every decision of yours would be totally in sync with what your body requires.
2023 was all about protein. Everyone was talking about different protein intake. 2024 is about fiber. Do you also think so? Can you tell me 3 foods which can help me increase fiber in my body?
Sure. So yes, I agree that 2023 was all about protein and plant protein and this powder and that powder. 2024, let's make it about fibers. In fact, every year needs to be about fibers, because typically talking about Indian foods, fiber is less than even 5 to 10 grams per day. Now, when we see at the actual values, a female should be having up to 30 grams and a male should be having up to 35 grams of fibers every day. And when we see an average in the Indian diet, it's less than 10 grams. And that is why so many issues with constipation, bloating, gas, acidity, hunger pangs, very much fluctuation of the hunger hormones, all of these things arise from low fiber intake. So of course we want to make it a year where people understand this more and more, and few foods that are amazing in terms of fibers. We all know fruits and vegetables are great, but more importantly, let's turn to whole grains. This year and 2023 was also about millets by our government of India. So focusing on millets like ragi, bajra, jawar, jaw, amaranth, all of these are great whole grains, which of course gives you some kind of carbs and little bit of proteins and everything, but has enough fibers. So if you're eating 5 wheat rotis, and if you replace it with 2 jawar rotis, you'll be full in 2 jawar rotis. Why? Because it has enough fibers. Now the entire scientific and the nutritional form of fiber, usually when you eat anything that is fiber rich, it mixes with water inside your stomach, forms a gel, and then it expands. So it takes more space. So right after eating a meal which is rich in fibers, you feel more satiety, you feel that you are fuller. And that's when all your cravings drop down, your digestion becomes better. With a lot of fiber intake, there are lots of prebiotics. Prebiotics are the food for bacteria in your stomach. So they really improve your digestive system. So I have a very simple rule that I tell to my clients. Have a 5 fiber rule. 2 should be of fruits in the day and 3 cups of vegetables. So anyhow, just include it in your diet, in any of the meals. You can have a fruit with your breakfast, have 1 fruit for snack. So your 2 fruits are done. Make sure you have 1 portion of vegetable for lunch, 1 portion of vegetable for dinner. 1 more left, you can put it in your breakfast. For example, if you're eating poha or upma, add lots of veggies to it. So it's very simple to do that. And you can always pre-prep your veggies. And living in India, we have such amazing variety of vegetables, so you can do that,
especially for winter.
For winters, and another best way of, if you can't do anything, just whip up 2 vegetables and little bit of nimbu and little bit of adrak and make a green juice. Any 2 vegetables that you see in your fridge, just make a green juice out of it and you're good to go. It really adds. That's a quick thing.
Quick thing for people with less patience. We are just talking about that. Okay, so now we will start with the segment 2, which is what is the food industry doing with targeting skin and hair.
Right.
There are a lot of hair supplements available in the market. Do they really work? Do you advise to take them? Right. Or are there any food which we should be taking instead of those hair supplements?
Right. So when we talk about any supplements, they are always made to take care of the gap that is left out after eating the required food for the growth of your hair or for better skin. Right. So always the first treatment or the therapy is through foods. For hair, the best and the easiest source is amla. We get it so much in India. It's also known as Indian gooseberry. For skin, it's all about the the fruits majorly that we get. But out of the fruits, oranges, tomatoes, and avocados. These 3 are the ones that works amazing in terms of your skin health. So once you're done with all the foods that you have tried, and then also you have persistent problems with hair and skin, then you can turn to supplements. But again, choosing the right supplements is the key.
Okay. Glutathione tablets and collagen powder are trending on social media, trending on Instagram.
Yes.
Do you think they are as good as they tell us on social media? Do you think it's beneficial for us to take?
Collagen, yes, I do recommend it to a lot of my clients, but you need to have the marine collagen, which is not vegetarian. It is a non-vegetarian product, and only that will help you with great results. There are lots of vegan collagen in the market, but they are only marketing gimmicks. They do not work. So if you're a vegetarian open to have something like that, then go ahead. Else do not have any kind of other vegetarian or vegan collagen, because you're just putting powders in your body and it's not working.
Right.
Glutathione tablets, I do not at all recommend, because they have certain side effects on your skin as well.
Right.
However, there are lots of Indian high protein foods which can activate the production of glutathione in the body. And the most easiest and well known is chole, also known as chickpeas.
Wow, I never heard this.
They are great with improving the production of glutathione internally, which gives you that flushed look.
Yeah.
And the other ways is, just soak it, boil it, throw in a little bit with your salad.
Salads, yeah. That is also it's a very tasty thing to have.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so can you suggest us like 3 fruits or 3 vegetables which one should have for healthy skin?
As I said, tomatoes, number 1, works as great UV protector from internally. So as you put your sunscreen on your skin, tomatoes do that from the inside.
Right.
Number 2, oranges, very great in beta carotene, and they give you a very good antioxidant rich properties. So it takes care of your acne, pigmentation, everything. So 1 to 2 oranges per day does the work very well. And third is avocado, rich in vitamin E, which is great for hair and skin, gives you a very smooth texture. Now, if you're somebody who's not into fancy or Western fruits, and if you feel that it's expensive, from avocado you can always jump on to options like banana, papaya, kiwis, lychees, cherries, regular strawberries that are available. So all of these work wonders.
I think all of the fruits.
Yeah. Because they are all rich in vitamins, and all the vitamins, especially vitamin A, D, E and K. These are the 4 antioxidant rich vitamins which gives you very good hair and skin.
Okay. So the protein bars and flavored yogurts, are they as healthy as they claim to be?
Not at all. Big no from my side.
Like all of them?
Most of them, 95% of them.
Okay.
And then, when we go towards it and when we eat it, when I personally feel that when anything is healthy, when it is in a packet and when you like it as well, health and taste do not go hand in hand.
Okay.
It is enhanced either with honey, it is enhanced either with some kind of different name of sugar.
Okay.
It is enhanced with a lot of unhealthy fats like palm oil. So it does not do the purpose of protein, giving you protein. It is giving you everything else apart from proteins. So the ratio is totally off. Same with yogurts. Yogurts are great. They are probiotics. They really work well with digestive system, but only when they are unflavored and plain.
So that is our desi curd.
Desi curd, or you can do Greek yogurt that is natural. So no added flavors. If you want to add a flavor, just chop a fruit and put it inside and have it.
Yeah.
You're good to go. So you're taking care of everything together, taste and health. Anything that is made at home, and in terms of more conscious cooking, you can make healthy food and tasty food. But that combination does not go when the food is in a packet. So there, I'm totally against it.
Yeah. Okay, now I would like to jump into segment 3, and I would like to talk about your social media journey. You have like a huge fan base, like a lot of followers. I've seen your content and it is great, very helpful.
Thank you.
What happens with people? They are generally not comfortable coming in front of the camera.
Right.
So would you like to talk about your journey?
Sure.
Like how you came in front of the camera?
So it was the same for me. I was not very comfortable. Just that from the beginning, I have been a confident person in terms of talking. Like right now when I'm talking to you, or if I'm talking to anybody. And once I got into my career of speaking to my clients, because as a nutritionist, I'm also a very good counselor, and you have to be one because you are imparting knowledge. So as a counselor, as a nutrition counselor, it gave me much more confidence in terms of speaking. So of course, coming in front of the camera was a little intimidating in the beginning, but I think consistency was a strong point from my side. No matter what, I kept on doing, and only that made me, good at the entire work. So you'll only reach at a good level when you start doing okay work. So when you start doing something, you start analyzing your own things. When you upload it, there are suggestions. So you keep taking all these suggestions and critics, and then you keep working towards it. Start and just be consistent. If you know this is your niche, if you know this is what you want to do not stop. Just go for it.
And what advice would you like to give your fellow nutritionists who want to start their career and build a potential presence on their digital platform?
Number one, be very authentic. We all study the same books, but why are we all different? Because we have our own ways of working. So be very authentic, stick to your fundamentals, stick to your work ethics, and be somebody who, people look forward to. I cannot be fat and sitting in front of a person and ask him or her to lead a healthy lifestyle. I am a role model for my clients. So when they see me, when I do certain things for myself, it makes them understand the whole process much more. And you always lead by an example. So you have to run on your own path for you to have people with you on that path and run with you. So be very authentic, practice what you preach, and updation. Every day food and nutrition, our field is evolving. Every day there's some new research. So be very updated. So you can always work around better results with your clients.
Read more.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, in the era of misinformation popping out everywhere, how do you make sure that your content is evidence-based and trustworthy?
Number one, experience. That counts a lot. When I have an experience of 7 years of working into this, if somebody today comes to me and tells me that Prachi, I have hypothyroidism, I know that this is the thing that I have to do with her. These are the tests that she needs to, checked for. This is the type of diet that she would be, be more comfortable with. So of course it comes with a lot of experience. And number two, as I said, because these days there are people in the market who have done like a 3-month course of nutrition and then they start their own consultation. It's not the same with us. When we say that we are qualified clinical nutritionists, that means we've done our bachelor's, we've done our undergrad, we've done our postgrad, we've done some kind of a specialization. Like I am specialized in diabetes and cardiac nutrition. So we have a specialization. So all that comes with experience and with certain specializations. And as I said, being updated, reading research papers, reading research articles, taking all the data of your own clients and working around certain things through that keeps us apart from everyone else.
Okay, I think that was it, and it was so nice talking to you and getting all the information about nutrients. Thank you so much for coming to Brain Hydration podcast.
Thank you so much, Trishla. I had a great time talking about so many things that is not talked today in the market. And of course, I'd like to catch up with you for another episode soon.
I would love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.